First create a list, then create a webhook, send data in, send data back. I'm going to create a brand new list over here, and let's make this a people list. If you're bringing in LinkedIn profiles, use a people-based list, or email addresses. If you're bringing in websites for companies, use a local or a company search. Okay. Next, I need to set up the webhook for that particular list. All right. So over here in the little three dots icon here, I can come in and create my webhook. It's a unique webhook specific to that list. All right. Now I'm just going to go across to my demo company in high level and show you how we use that webhook to get the data in. All right. So here's a demo company that I've got set up. I go across my automation. Now, how are we going to get this in? It could be a Zapier. It could be a webhook itself into high level. It could be a form being filled out. It could be any way. All right. So I'm just going to do the easiest one for this particular case and say somebody fills out a form, and that's going to be what sends the data across. So when somebody fills out that form, and you can make their LinkedIn URL or their email address part of that form, then we're going to use the webhook function to send the data across to White Label Suite. Okay, so we're going to get a webhook, and it's asking me for a URL. Hang on. What URL? Remember, we just created that URL. When we created the webhook, it gave us the URL. We're just going to copy that, paste it over here. All right. Now we've got custom data and we've got headers. Hang on a second. Let me just make sure I get this right. Please send the authorization token in the header and everything else in the data. Sweet, makes sense. Now this is case specific. You need to be capitals where the capitals, you need to be dashes where there's dashes, it needs to be exact. But this is the piece in the header, all right? So in my header, I add the authentication token, and it's given me that token. So again, I'm just gonna copy that and paste it over here. And everything else is in my custom data section. So you can see what's required. Either the LinkedIn URL is required or the email address is required. One of those is required, everything else is optional. Okay? So I'm just going to work with email just to make this world a simpler place. So email, just copy again in between the quotations. In my data, so it's not in headers, it's in data. Email. Now, where do we get the email from? Well, from the form that was just filled out. How about that? So we go from the contact, email address, boom, done. So now, again, guys, check the flow of what's happening here. When somebody fills out a form just with their name and email, we send it into White Label Suite. Hallelujah. Amazing. So now, any time that this webhook fires is going to create a record on this list. Check what happens next. Underline. Watch this. It's amazing. Okay, emphasis. So this is where our fancy word, agentic AI workflows take over. We call them AI agents because they do a specific task. And in fact, we're going to change the name of these workflows to be AI agents. And you'll find it in the AI tools as of an upcoming release. But check what happens next. We go into the workflows. And we're going to set up an agent to do a whole bunch of stuff with everybody that comes in on that webhook. So we're going to create a new agent over here. We're going to call this David's enrichment. Every time a new record comes onto this list, perform a set of tasks. Cool. Now, this is us building an agent to run this together. So what's the trigger? When anybody gets added to that list, which was a people list, and it was David's import. And the trigger is when any results are added to the list. Ding, ding, ding. Webhook is Beautiful. Adding to the list. Triggers my entire workflow. Now, what do I want to do next? When people come into that list, what do I want to do? Well, I could first of all use AI to deep dive into that person and do a complete summary for me, okay, on who they are and what they do and all kinds of really cool information. Awesome. Then what could I do? I could use AI to create a specific personalized email. And again, remember how I showed you that you can create your own custom prompts here. So you can get it to do anything you want to, but we're going to link this together. So anytime somebody hits that list via the webhook, use AI to do analysis on them and write me a very specific email, and then write a subject line that's specific to that email, right? And then once that's all done, send it back to my CRM, either to an external webhook or a connected company that I have. Done.